Sound of rustling leaves and distant whispers fills the air. As the sun sets behind the Santa Lucia mountains, shadows stretch long and dark. Who or what are the figures that linger just out of sight? Join us as we delve into the chilling legend of the Dark Watchers. Nestled in California's rugged Santa Lucia range lies a world steeped in mystery and folklore. The dense forests and steep cliffs create an atmosphere thick with unease, where every rustle of leaves could signal something otherworldly. Known to early Spanish settlers as Los Vigilantes Oscuros, these towering silhouettes have haunted the dreams of travelers for centuries. Legends tell of their presence. Tall, shadowy figures dressed in wide-brimmed hats and cloaks, silently observing those who dare to wander into their domain. With each passing year, stories accumulate like fallen leaves, weaving a tapestry of fear and fascination that grips both locals and adventurers alike. Our tale begins with a group of friends eager to hike through the enchanting trails of the Santa Lucia Mountains. As they ascend, laughter fills the air, but soon it is replaced by an unsettling feeling. One hiker, Sarah, notices a figure standing atop a distant ridge. It's tall and still, too still.
Did you see that?
She whispers, pointing towards the silhouette. The others dismiss it as a trick of the light, or perhaps just a tree. But Sarah can't shake the feeling that they are being watched. As night falls, they set up camp beneath a canopy of stars. The fire crackles, casting flickering shadows that dance around them. Suddenly, one friend recounts a story he heard about the Dark Watchers, a tale passed down through generations.
They say if you see them, you should never approach. They are guardians of these mountains, watching over their secrets.
The group falls silent, glancing nervously at one another as they recall strange occurrences. Whispers carried by the wind, shadows darting just beyond their line of sight. The atmosphere thickens with tension as they feel an unseen presence lurking nearby. Later that night, Sarah awakens to find herself alone outside her tent. The moon casts an eerie glow over the landscape, illuminating a figure standing at the edge of their campsite.
Heart racing, she rubs her eyes to make sure she isn't dreaming. The figure appears taller than any human she has ever seen. Is anyone there? She calls out softly.
But as soon as she speaks, the figure vanishes into thin air. When she returns to her friends, they are skeptical but intrigued by her story. They decide to venture deeper into the woods at dawn to uncover more about these mysterious watchers. As dawn breaks, they hike further into the heart of the forest, where tales of encounters with the Dark Watchers are most prevalent. Suddenly, they hear a rustling sound, like footsteps crunching on dry leaves behind them.
Did you hear that? One friend asks nervously.
Before they can react, they spot two figures standing atop a rocky outcrop, silhouetted against the rising sun. They appear almost human, but lack any defining features, just dark shapes watching intently.
Driven by curiosity and fear alike, Sarah takes a step forward despite her friend's warnings to stay back.
As she approaches closer, she feels an overwhelming sense of dread wash over her. It's as if time stands still. Everything around her fades away, except for those figures. In an instant, one figure raises its arm, as if gesturing for her to stop. A chill runs down her spine. She realizes this is no ordinary encounter. It's a warning from something ancient and powerful. Terrified, yet compelled by an unseen force, Sarah stumbles backward and trips over a root. As she falls to the ground, she glances back at the figures. They remain motionless, but seem to grow larger in her vision.
Just then, her friends rush forward and pull her away from that cursed spot.
They sprint back through the trees until they reach their campsite, hearts pounding and breaths heavy with fear. In their haste to escape whatever dark force lurked in those woods, they vow never to return again. Aftermath of fear. Back in civilization, Sarah and her friends struggle to shake off their haunting experience in the mountains. Each night brings restless sleep, filled with visions of those shadowy figures watching from afar. Sarah begins researching local legends and discovers countless accounts from others who have encountered similar entities. Stories that span generations and cultures alike. Some believe these watchers are manifestations of nature itself. Others think they are spirits guarding sacred lands, despite rational explanations offered by skeptics, like optical illusions or hallucinations. The fear lingers within them like an unshakable shadow. Sharing their story, determined not to let fear consume them completely, Sarah decides to share their experience online through social media and local forums dedicated to folklore and ghost stories. To her surprise, many respond with their own chilling encounters in those very mountains. As more people share their tales of eerie sightings and unsettling feelings while hiking in Santa Lucia Range, it becomes clear they are not alone in their experiences with the Dark Watchers.
So Sarah, can you tell us what you've learned from your harrowing adventure?
Absolutely. The Dark Watchers remind us that there are forces beyond our understanding. We may never know what truly exists in those woods, but perhaps that's part of their allure.
As tales continue circulating about Los Vigilantes Oscuros among hikers and locals alike, one thing remains certain. These dark figures symbolize humanity's eternal quest for knowledge about what lies beyond our perception, a reminder that some mysteries are best left unsolved. Have you ever encountered something inexplicable while exploring nature? We want to hear your creepy stories. Share your experiences in the comments below. Your tale could be featured in our next video. If you enjoyed this chilling exploration into folklore and mystery surrounding the Dark Watchers, don't forget to check out our other videos on eerie legends from around the world. Subscribe for more spine-tingling content.